no do for him. No passion for development. Then we know Joshua will put the meanest man in the whole world.
Yeah.
Me.
Connections that you not get it. Yeah.
No connection.
Yeah. Just say that Doma all continue just happy here. No, I'm sure no he do tea.
He was 12 years on the early. Ellen did not want him to become president. So Ellen did not introduce him to many leaders. Ellen was doing hotel on her own. She was traveling from country to country and kept him in her life for 12 years, according to Boyka himself.
Yes.
That means he was not empowered to meet any leader. When the African leaders themselves support from the West.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All African leaders need support from the West.
Yeah.
No African leader will help another African leader with money for development.
Yeah.
In the West. Yeah. He does not have that contact. The Senate got a trap for Boyka.
Okay.
Because when we have wrote, the Senate did a comprehensive report of their findings and attached to the Supreme Court ruling and the amnesty law and everything. And the position statement for the commissioners who decided from February to where. And said the way forward is a Panama House discussion for peace. Then when Boyka come now, he is deceived by coming there, but they don't there, don't be there. And he's not where he's just taking all kind of way Boyka, all kind of thing. He wants to go after people. He still control the lower, the upper house.
Mm-hmm.
So they went talking away, some kind of thing they did, but teaching, they did a resolution. That down because of money process.
Yeah.
When they sent it to the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Then something happened. Wow! All that they almost signed to the Yomi house. Then they brought that through the money. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh! Then when I heard what was happening, it was me 2 persons to sign. That was me, that was Bani. Jim Bani. Now when I went to Kun, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper. And you were here with our own leadership. And we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Boyka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not to run with money.
You're right.
He benefited.
You're right.
Then after serving about for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finish campaign for that kind of old man, then he wants to persecute us. He does going to persecute us. So what is going on with Kun? Then Kun said, well, what I will do for you is to help you with lawyer. Get 5,000, go look for lawyer. So from Kun offered, my own son offered that I went and signed a resolution. I many seconds why you did this. You know what they told me?
No.
Resolution is not a law. So starting the resolution, I mean we agree. Bring it now. When Boyka send a bill, they will not put all the law they put in now and back it.
Oh, okay. That was a smart move.
I said correct move. Yeah. Correct move.
Thank you. So, again, Chairman,
great.
I want to say thank you to you, Labiro, who tell us today. I want to say thank you to our motorcyclists, to our truck cyclists. We want to say thank you. Thank you that you stood with us. You defeated all of the lies. And let me say this to you, Mr. President. We promise that until you receive our petition, we will not present our petition to any criminal. We are aware that Regent 2 is a role, and we will not present our petition to him. To you, Mr. President, the people collected over 14 million from 4 Monomo people. That is the highest level of evil I have ever seen in my entire life. We promise to provide job for our motorcyclists. We took away the only means of livelihood. We beat them, you kill them. We have arrested over 10,000 motorcyclists. We are begging at different police stations, schools, and campus. We are here to challenge you. Your mess rule is enough is enough. We are come to say enough is enough. We the motorcyclists are come to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you ever so much. Hey, people struggle. Whoa. Joseph Brother, whoa. Boo, Joseph Brother, boo. Boo, Joseph Brother, boo. Thank you very much. You want to put your hands together for yourself, please? Thank you. You want to say thank you very much for showing up to the young people across the 17 electoral districts of Massachusetts County. We want to speak to you, to our young women and girls. One man who happens to be the Minister of Internal Affairs, he raped a lady. Today he's still the Minister of Internal Affairs. Process human has not been investigated. Joseph Parker came here. He lied to us that you'll get multitude of jobs. Young people graduating from University of Liberia, other universities, no job, no program for young people. We want to say to you, we are happy today that we have come here. But we have come here, like the chairman said, to present a petition to Joseph Parker. If Joseph Parker does not show up, we will not present our petition to anybody. And we are emphatic about it. And we want to say to you, the young people of the Youth League, congratulations on your courageous spirit. Put your hands together, put your hands together for yourself, young people. They said to you that you are not going to challenge the ring. They keep here the parade with water cannon all over the place. But where are they now? They're gone. We challenge Gregory Como. You have killed enough people. You kill young people in your job. But we challenge you, if you shoot one ball yet, you will experience the consequences. If you shoot one ball yet, we will reply to you. We are not babies. We are here to challenge you. So the big body are making want you to come here. The big body are making want you to come here. And we say to you, we will stay here, we will be around. Put your hands together and say congratulations. Thank you so much.
Reactionary terrorism. Reactionary terrorism. Rudeness. Violence. Disrespect. Reactionary terrorism. Amanda. Thank you to all of our mothers and sisters who are there in the ring to be here today, so the voices can be heard. We stand here to say we are filled up with the disrespect and brutality against women and children. We are going to raise our voices against the work against our children. There are hundreds of rape cases that are sitting at the ministerial agenda and none are being resolved. And the corporate are working scot-free simply because of government connections. Our sisters are sexually harassed at ministry and agency. But today we have gathered to say enough is enough. Our mothers who are in the market today are facing serious economic constraints simply because we have a U.S. rate for $100. So today, Mr. Parker, the women of the Republic elected you, and the women of the Republic have come to tell you we can bring you down. If you cannot lead us, you must leave. And we mean what we say. If we cannot lead us, you must leave. Enough is enough. Thank you to all of the American National women of Ghana. We commend you for your hard work, and we say thank you.
Reading of the petition.
Rape cases in 2024. May we take a moment of silence. Every day, 2024, 9 women and children According to the Nigerian Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, 2,759 rape cases. Is that not a genuine reason we are here for? Yeah. And an important reason we are here for? Yeah. We also remember the survivor of the King George massacre. As they are now Liberians, they were killed and shot in Cape Mount County. We should remember them. So we are here to present Manda. We are here to present the official petition to the people of Liberia. And we expect the government to get this petition from us. We, the suffering masses of Liberia, petition our government on this historic day, July 17, 2025. We, the people of Liberia, students, Maka women, big rather, care operators, health workers, teachers, soldiers' wives, rock crushers, rubber tappers, charcoal sellers, civil servants, and everyday hustler in Liberia. Rise as a one voice. We stay united, not in violence, but in peaceful. Hello. We stay united, not in violence. We stand united, not in violence, but in peaceful defiance of injustice, hardship, and betrayal that have wronged our nation.
Of the Republic of Liberia. During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Dota, I kept the peace. Amos Sota, I kept the peace. Charles Taylor, I kept the peace. I have never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the republic, and it is wrong. If you can see it, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, any position was respected.
We are pleased that tens of thousands of Liberian citizens have peacefully converged on the grounds and the premises of the capital. We are here to submit a petition statement to tell Joseph Parker enough is enough. I am not the petitioner. I have only been called upon to introduce a program. So, and now the essence of this program. We are proud of you. We are happy for you. We expect today that Mr. Joseph Yima Parker, President Joseph Yima Parker, will come here and receive this petition from his people. Thank you. We know. Hello. We know Mr. Parker suffers chronic physical and mental incapacitation problem. We know that. So if he will not come, we will understand. But then he must at least send his vice president to come here. He must at least send his vice president to come here and receive the petition. We are peaceful. We simply want to submit to him our set of grievances and make demands that are reasonable.
Let me say hands up to all of you wherever you are. It's great that indeed we are here tonight on this very diet, and we are grateful to the Almighty God that we are right here beaming with life and that of good health. And no matter what the circumstances are, we are certainly getting there. And that is it right here on this very diet. We are forever grateful to the Almighty God that we are here beaming with life and that of good health. And welcome to the program Face the Issues. On the program Face the Issues, we don't discuss personalities, no, but issues involving personalities. But when personalities do their thing in front of those issues, we don't in any way hesitate, but rather we tear you apart. And normally and usually, because we are all human and we carry feelings, we'll rather come back to tell you sorry. But there are times that some of you misinterpret our sorry as regret, and that is not the case. Not all sorry means regret. No, we are unapologetic about the sorry we tell you. The sorry we tell you is because there is pain. And so there is it right here from this very day, and we are grateful to the Almighty God, and we are getting there. Tonight is the Diaspora Talk edition of Face the Issues, where we invite others to join in, especially enjoying the comforts of Prince Sharif and the honor of the Palava Hotman, and another of William Broad as well, who could join in, and we will subsequently have to link up others who are joining, but constant is Prince Sharif, and let me put it that way. And he's one person that we're really getting too used to, and we are now missing. So Prince Sharif, start thinking about adjusting, so that we can have these frequency, because times are getting very, very high. We need to get these people up and running, and the fire needs to get going. So we can have the Palava Hot, the honor the Palava Hot collabo alongside. Then we can have Marcus Gilman also joining us in the Ticking Deeper Man, the Chile Hard Talk, so that we have these things done at least during the course of the week. We can have ourselves. Then we can also extend ourselves there, where we can have the opportunity to invite some former officials in relating to specific issues of the day, and what is it and what did they do during their periods. We can have that done. It will be a perfect one. We are contemplating what in the scope on that. We are doing all of these because you are now giving your support, and we are now extending out there. There are a lot of community radio stations that we are reaching partnership with. We don't have the capacity to give. Some of them, they need transmitters. Some of them need XYZ, so that is there and we can make it to work. So we are certainly getting there. And with God, all things are possible, right? So we are grateful to the Almighty God that we are here tonight, and we are trying to work up all modalities. You see to it that it works for the sake of our country, and we are certainly getting there. I like you people, and of course I love you. Being with you is so much great. So Prince is with us here tonight. Okay, so Prince is with us here tonight. Mr. Sharif, how's up? How's everything? How's your week been, Steve?
Yeah, well, Teacher Light, we are grateful again, and we will always be grateful for such an opportunity amongst 5-point-something million people that God has given us this opportunity.
Certainly.
And even amongst the seditions, or one would say people who are intellectually prepared, there are thousands of them out there who can do just what we are doing, and maybe we do it in their own different style and unique style and manner. But for us to be given this opportunity, we don't see it lightly. We are representing our family, our generation, and ourselves. So we are always grateful. But again, it's not some of the most, one would say, exciting moment of our lives, especially as it relates to our nation. Our nation has been besieged by criminals, by thugs. Our nation is in the hands of gangsters. And so when we sit, for each time we go to bed, we wake up with a spirit to ensure that we emancipate the soul of Liberia. Because Liberia now is in the dungeon of the most terrible portion on this planet Earth.
Right.
To be dancing with the devil, with the soul of Liberia, because the president represents the embodiment, is the embodiment of the nation.
You're right.
When you see the president, you see the nation. So to see the president behaving in such way and manner that is affecting our country, we are not at ease. Our spirits are not satisfied. But like you always say, we will get there. And we know that we are getting there. No matter how tough the road is, we will fall down, we will get up. Some of us may not be able to make it to that battle or may not be able to make it to the end because this government is doing everything to exterminate people to the extent of running after journalists, sending police to their houses, knocking their door to take them down. Where a brother was in studio presenting Tawa, his car was, set ablaze, and all these different things happening. But we know that we always say this: we are getting there. No matter how tough it is, we are getting there. So we are grateful. We are here.
And that's great. Thanks so much, Sherry, for joining us. And we are very grateful to the Almighty God. Like he said, we are certainly, and we are getting there. And it's quite challenging for all of us, especially when we come together as a people, thinking for our country, thinking about our country. And these are the important times, and that we got to watch together. And watch together, meaning we are watching over our country, and we have to work together, which is very much essential. What we are doing is that we are working for our country, and that is all we can do, because the best way is to work for your country. Working for your country, who tends to benefit? It is you who stand to benefit. So whatever work you do for your country, the benefit goes to you directly, and it's very essential that you understand all of that. So we are here tonight. Grateful that we are here, and we expect that Bro will join. But let me just try to lay some basis before we bring it in, Bro. And William Bro, he's from Europe, while Prince Sherry represents America, and this is it right here on this die. So, people may not understand what's really unfolding, especially in our country, where we are getting as a people. Today, there was this report from some international partners and so forth, and that indeed 108 persons have just died in the scope of 2 days for drug and drug-related issues. So there is a strange drug in the country, and it's killing people instantly. I don't know where that drug is coming from. I don't know the Promax of the Kush or whatever it is. But the new drug is too damaging. It kills. Because I know that the spark or that wetting, it is really damaging. It is at an alarming rate now. People are dying. Don't even dare try and say you just want to try it small to see how you're looking. You will never live to see how it looks. You are gone. It's too terrible. I don't know what's happening. It is now killing people. That's what it is. I don't know where that drug comes from, but it's instant. But one thing we know for sure is Joseph Walker and children hands in the drug. You know, the devil never gives anything for nothing. You got to give it back with blood. So all the drugs they are bringing in, the human blood is taken away. 198 persons dying so fast from human blood. So human blood have to go. Every time death occurs, is a blood that is wasting, and which is very terrible. So we are watching to see. You got to pray for your children when you go out there, especially those of you parents who leave your children home and you go to work, and you have to try your best to pray for them. Or if you have caretakers, if you have relatives to leave them with, you got to do that. Or you got to be checking on them so that they don't go out to play with other people's children. Be very careful. Or when they are playing with other people's children, make sure the kind of children that they play with, because they can't isolate themselves. So they have to do everything they can, working together. And this is very important. This is very, 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 very important. And like I'm saying, it is very, very important that you be able to watch over your children, because the drug that we're talking about, nothing that you will come back when you meet your children, they're dazing up, or they're looking some kind of zoom you. Now that one, you just see them, they take it, they dial the leader. Some of them you will never know where they are. So please, and you have to be very careful, watch out. And those of you parents who really leave your children with people, you got to caution those people that when my child going so and so, please try to monitor them. Keep constant communication with your children to see whether they are home. Keep that communication, because enough drug that you think you can carry them to center for them to rehabilitate and nothing. That one is instant. It can get killed straight on the spot. It is killing people instantly. Don't ever dare try where we are now. So let's just keep praying for one another, because once he has entered the country, all of us, our children, could be affected. Many of us, you never know. Indeed, that's why we are talking these things. We always talk about these things and we say, look, this is not about politics. It's about the sake of the country. This is not about politics. Drug-related issue, you can make it political because it's health-related issue. Drug is health-related issue. You don't make it political, no. Education is non-political. When we are fighting it, we fight it. The health sector, that's why we say some of these things, but yeah, they didn't take it. They just think that, oh, everything are politics. There are things that I don't play with. You see the security, you see the health sector. They are not areas that you venture with politics. It doesn't work. The journalism field, yes, politics can go there because politicians own media institutions. Even in the Americas and so forth, people have their alignments and so forth. Yeah, that one can happen. But not for the health sector. You can't do that. The security sector, you can't do that. So fighting against drug is not something for you to politicize. You have to be serious about it. Very good. And Diamond Degree Dennis is even telling us that, in fact, it killed one guy around Lokintown area this afternoon. Can you imagine? People are reporting the death rate is increasing by the day, and it's becoming too terrible. I don't know where this one is coming from and why is it increasing like this. But again, all I can ask you to do, and you have to just pray and be careful with your children as they are out there. Please do. The next thing I would like to talk about here in clearance before our co-presenters can come in tonight to join us in our specific discussions that I will line out and I hear tonight from my plate, because there are a lot of issues that unfolded during the course of the week. They will have to touch on those specifics, which of course is very essential for all of us. And I will want to get a diaspora perspective of it, the Euro perspective, and that of the American, and they say Europe and Latin America or whatever America perspective of it. We need to get that, and that's where the both men will come in. Okay, I know today many of you out there, there is this ruling of the Supreme Court that came up, and let me just provide some clarity on it, because some of the clarities you expect the media to do it, but sometimes the media does not go in depth. Or even if they are providing it, they don't provide it to the extent that you'll be able to understand what's going on, which is very essential. That's why you see the CNN, the BBC, they will have their judicial reporters to explain. So this decision, what does it mean? This is it. Because either that journalist is giving his opinion after he have listened, or maybe asked one or two judges or maybe two lawyers and say this opinion, what it means. You don't just grab it as it is. So as a journalist, when you grab these things, if you can just call a few lawyers and tell them, say, oh, the court came out with so and so thing today. You heard about it? Do you have any interest in it? Yes, I did follow this. What does it really mean? So that will clothe you with the authority as a journalist, and to say as it is. That's what makes us journalists to be people who should be knowledgeable about all field, because we have a long latitude. We have unlimited approach. Whether medical doctor will get to them, it will not be poking nose eating. No, we are getting to them because we have to report the story. If it is a medical personnel, we get to them because we have to report the story. If it is a health practitioner, we get to them because we have to report the story. If it is an engineer, we get to them because we have to report the story. So when we hear from them, then we take their understanding and try to give it to the public, because some of them may not want to come up, right? Then we do that. So I think I caution us as journalists to go beyond just grabbing report and then just putting it out, but rather we talk to experts so that those experts can guide us. So the Supreme Court came up with this ruling today. But let me just remind you about something. You remembered when CDC, when the first eviction, when the how do you call the guy, and the Stubberfield family wanted to
Fanny
use
Dempster Brahma.
The Dempster Brahma, when they wanted to use that 2016 and eviction against the CDC, and the CDC took the matter to the Supreme Court. When they wanted to use that, and the CDC took it to the Supreme Court, you saw the ruling that came down from the Supreme Court that time. I will just explain it in passing. And in filing that before the Supreme Court, what the CDC did, the CDC attached among other and our pleadings, and of course, and among other pleadings that they have made, they included also that case between the Bernard family, Archibald Bernard and the Bernard family, and that of or the Stubberfield, of course, Brimer is now the attorney in fact, or so forth, but the Stubberfield. So that is what they included. When the Supreme Court came up with its opinion at that time, the Supreme Court said the CDC had no basis mentioning that case. Right? The Supreme Court said the CDC had no basis mentioning that case at the time because the CDC wanted to tie that case in. The CDC went with double-edged sword that time.
Sure.
And said, look, we have paid some money to these people, and they have already agreed, and we're doing business with them for the fact that we knew that they had the property, but they still want to act like we are illegally occupying the property, and they want to evade us. So the court said, we agree with the CDC on the basis that for the fact that the Brimer man has taken some rentage for the CDC in the tune of 300 and some more thousand, they have already established that landlord-tenant relationship. It has made that first eviction mute. CDC has already satisfied for the fact that they gave you the eviction notice and you didn't effect it. Instead, you started taking rent from the people, meaning it was satisfied. The Supreme Court threw that out. And on the issue of the case, that the very case that the Supreme Court came out with a ruling today, CDC attacked, the court said the lawyers of CDC never had to allow CDC to mention that case. That's how they were able to find the CDC and its lawyer on that case. That's why you saw. So, some of these things, when they come in, you might be able to understand. So that case was still pending. Now, many CDC had already acknowledged ever since. That's why they were doing business with this Brimer guy. So the court now came up with the ruling in that case that CDC was trying to attach at that time. And it came down with the same thing to say, look, we reverse the lower court's opinion or ruling, that favor Archibald Bernard, whatever it is. So the Dempster Brimer or whatever it is, blah, 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 they are the legit owner of that other property. Because there are two different properties down there. Archibald Bernard himself is occupying some of the property. That one I own my area. Then the other woman, they said she bought the property. So she was now owning it at the place CDC here. So that what they said. So ever since, CDC had always done business with this. We said there was nothing strange in that ruling that came up today. The only confusion that came up, because we blame the media for that, is that they made it to appear like the matter about CDC current evasion is what the court was looking into. No, the court has settled that evasion issue ever since. That other evasion has been muted ever since by the court. The court said it is mute for the fact that the Dempster Brimer was now taking money. They have already satisfied that evasion ever since. So it is a different evasion now that they are talking about. That's why you saw the Brimer family. They now went and filed another action before the civil law court and saying CDC should now be evicted because we don't want to do business with them again. It is on that basis the CDC said, no, we can't be evicted because you and us, we have a contractual relation with possibility to buy. You can't just say we will move from there. That matter went to the court and then they filed in for summary judgment. And CDC filed a motion to dismiss that, and then the court denied that motion. And CDC filed an action for special performance, special performance, and it's in contract related issue. Look, this mayor, we all enter in contract. We started doing this here, and then the mayor, the only thing is supposed to do is to allow us to buy. But according to CDC, the court did not look into that. The court only denied the summary something and then was able to issue writ of possession to these people. So they filed an appeal on that, and then they are now perfecting their appeal to get to the Supreme Court. They're giving them time, right? So they have that. So they are saying that, look, there's a stay. But again, I saw the judge was able to issue writ of possession. So I don't know whether the judge is aware of that appeal that was filed in court. Because if it is filed, then there's a stay. The judge has to wait for specific time before it happens. But I don't know what it is. So that is what it is. There's nothing strange about that case. There's nothing strange about that case. Though, if the court had upheld the Archibald Bernard issue, then CDC will have now, in fact, it was still going to be like CDC just leaning the water, because the idea is CDC were coming to say, there are all the money you took from us, now what happens? So CDC were a little bit skeptical. CDC believed that the Bernard family not too bad, so we can be doing business with the other group, so that even if anything should happen, we can look for that money and give it back to the Bernard family. We'll move on, because for them they ain't got a problem with us. So the CDC did not do business with the party that they probably think that they will have had problem with. So the matter the court look into today ain't got nothing to do with the eviction case. So for the journalists to be tied in and say, oh yeah, and no, ain't tied into that. That's a different case by itself that the two families were clashing on that. That's what it is. So on the issue of this other eviction, the CDC said they are going to take advantage of the law, and we are still watching to see how that happens. So I just wanted for us to get that clarity. So the group that CDC been doing business with, it is the group that still won. Because CDC started doing business with, they still won. So it still gave them that authority to even further do business with the CDC now. So that's what happened today in our court and in our ruling. So I just wanted for you to get that part clear. So that's what it is. Prince Sharia, how I explain myself on that one there now?
Definitely, yes, definitely. Yeah. And I think that's why it's always important, like you said, in the Western world, especially these bigger media, they always have people who are specifically assigned to certain area. Like you find out that they get maybe the economic reporter, because they can adequately understand what the economy is all about, and they will be able to explain it as per their own expertise and their own expert opinion. So it's just a privilege, to have you especially explain it the way you are explaining it, because you have put it in the simplest form that people who out there can be able to understand. And these are things that you've been saying. It's not strange. You've been saying it from day one. You've been analyzing these things, and I've been looking at all of the legal implication in the rigmarole and stuff like that. So it is not strange. Those who have followed you from the very beginning of this thing, you've always made it clear that this thing is something, it has a lot of tentacles on it. So we are grateful that you have made it clear to us, and Liberians are now understanding it. And there's the reason. And with this particular issue, I think Liberians should now understand that the CDC is not in no way trying to be what one would say, trying to possess that property. That we not move from here. All we are saying is that let the law take its course. Let's do what is legal. Let the legal people be able to do what is right. But it is unfortunate that there are other people who want to use their political affiliation, want to use their relationship with whoever to do things that is not fair. When you look at the Supreme Court ruling, say, "Oh man, their property here that I'm talking about, nobody deny you of the property, but the property here is for plenty people. It's not for you alone. You can't get counted just there and say, well, I mean, get it. So therefore, anything I say that A must be the funder. The people say no. There are other people too who are attached to this property that the CDC have been doing legal business with, and they are legally also entitled to this property. So fellow Liberian, but be as it may, we are grateful that the Supreme Court can be able to come up with such a ruling, because from day one we said it. Now, when you look at how you call Johnny Momo, the man who is representing Vani in Dempster Brahma, we all know his relationship to Joseph Nyuma Boeka. This is a nephew of Mr. Joseph Nyuma Boeka. This particular how you call fellow, No, but sincerely, he is related to Joseph Nyuma Boeka. And from the communication that we read, it's like the lower court, that is the civil law court, like you said, they ignore so many things. There were so many things that they choose to ignore, for which the Supreme Court say, look, oh man, somebody think where you're there, and I look into Corel, you're close your eye on plenty thing. It's not supposed to be like this. You people are in this, that, and the rest of it. So we are just grateful that the Supreme Court, have been able to uphold what we've all been saying, that no, my people, they think let's take our own time. But we are grateful that we are here and we discuss it in depth, and we discuss it in depth.
All right, so thank you, and we're just trying to say that in passing. So the CDC only hope now is We call that the remedial process that they have taken to the Supreme Court. So the new Chief Justice and his team will be able to look into that matter and see whether or not the lower court was right to have ignored the issue of specific performance or special performance and so forth that was overlooked. So they will try to look into that. So the case is yet hanging somehow. But the CDC is also hoping that the court will sit in what they call equity. Now the court is sitting in equity. Equity perspective comes in where you have done fair dealings. CDC was not a party that was arrogant, rude, and knew that the matter was in court, and they were still constructing there, and the people were warning them, and they said, no, we'll bill, yeah, we don't want to know. In all kind of instances, these are the areas where the court does not consider equity. So equity is a privilege. It's a privilege for the court. Now you're right. It's not even law. Now, so the court will consider. So they are saying, look, we want the court to look at it a certain way. We were constructing here, and according to their own letter, we formally constructed here, our headquarters. We formally constructed it here. When we knew that the other party won and they were going to win, we transitioned from the other party that allowed us to construct here, and we went to you. You did not have issue with our construction. You started taking money from us too. And we've been there. We developed the property. So where we are not saying that this is it. But the relationship we have had is the possibility to buy the place. That's why we constructed our property. So that was why CDC said, look, these people, they can't just say they're evicting us like that. We had then had arrangement. What is that arrangement? So if the CDC can prove that there was some prior arrangement and there were letters and documents that they can prove that, okay, this is the amount we'll be able to pay you for now. And if the case at the court should be able to XYZ go in your favor, we are prepared to buy at this level. If the CDC can prove that, then specific performance or special performance, because I want a contractual issue now, you got to do that. But that is what they said the lower court judge did not look into. So that's what they said. So they said they are now going to the Supreme Court to say, look, we raised these issues, but the court did not look into it. Now the people are talking about 4-point-something billion, and it's unfair to us. So maybe they're going to raise those issues. Let's see how the court will look at it and say, hey, man, okay, equity now, yeah, y'all allow these people to take it, but the kind of amount you call it now, I thought you and these people, you had the arrangement before. Let's see whether CDC can prove that. So that's where we are. So let's see how whether CDC can, if the CDC can really establish that they and these people have going to some arrangement and say, look, we'll be paying this. The moment finally the whole case is laid to rest, they say a month we will be able to pay you finally, and then this is why it is. Yeah, they can prove that, then that is why it is. But anyway, let's watch out and see what happens from there. William, bro, what's up? How's everything?
Yeah, I'm okay, Tishala. I just listening to all of you guys, legal jargons and all the things you guys are talking, you and Prince. So Prince, greetings to you, and Tishala, greetings to you. And thank you for the opportunity, and to greetings to the Liberian people. But Tishala, my own, I get a little bit contrary view. Yeah. You see, Tishala, you see that property down there? That property gained value because of CDC. If CDC was never going to go on that property for the 20 years they have spent, that property was never going to get value. Let me give you an example. The UP headquarters today that they left from in Concord Town, do you know that family today, they are losing money because UP no longer there and the property will remain in limbo? Yeah. That property, you look at it good when you power the ministerial complex in limbo. Are they getting money from it today? Send UP left? Obviously, no. So the value of that area, let me tell you, that family, in fact, that particular den store or what kind of store of family, they are behaving like BM. In fact, they are criminals because they are a group of people who think that when something gains value and they want to exploit it, they are not only being politically manipulated, but they are criminals. Who you think in your right mind in the Republic of Labrook and buy that property for $4 million? That exploitation. Because they know that we have built a whole lot of properties on our land, and so they want to exploit it. I hear you talking about, oh, the court will look into it. CDC can prove that, oh, they were doing something. They know. Even by virtue of CDC building on the land without the man stopping CDC from the previous stage alone prove that CDC prepared to purchase. So even now, when they go in the court, when CDC say they want to purchase, they want to purchase. Who can purchase that place for $4 million even when CDC leaves? Nobody can purchase that place for 4 million, teacher, like. But CDC want to buy it. So if you don't want to buy it, in my mind, although we have set a whole lot of historical record on that land, but in my mind, when the man keep pushing, let CDC vacate. They don't leave from there. We shouldn't be there. The 4 million can build, 2 million can build real agriculture activity for CDC and build other houses for poor people. When Georgia get 4 million, and we can use 1 million to build a party headquarters somewhere in Morovia there that we can go to. You cannot use 4 million to those criminals. That Denstar man is a criminal. Let him give it to, I don't know, Denstar or Score, you kind of people. Let him give it to whosoever you want to give it to. Let leave from down there. No human being should pay 4 million for that place. CDC leave today, that place will be in Lemo. Anybody that can, I can challenge you, they can pay more than 1.5 million. I can challenge anyone. They will never pay more than 1.5 million. If CDC and the main job we are attached to that place, I give it value. You think that place now, when they say now CDC, we're not going to go there. You know who are going to be there? It was going to be another, something like opposite or there they call Lone Star. Just get an office there and giving a family 1 or 2, 10,000 per month. Also going to 5,000 per month, they be getting it. Nobody going to take that place for that million you're talking about. But our present brought value to the property. Now, because our present brought value, they want to exploit the value. That's being criminal. We shouldn't tolerate that. When President, we are get 4 million, let you use 2 million to build things for our poor people that stay struggling. Let you use the balance 2 million. You 1 million on one of our party headquarters to build us favor that will go to the other 1 million and use it to poor people on scholarship for more people to go to school. That's how we can share that 4 million and it will be an impact on the people, on the population. President, why should he pay a dime for that headquarters? Let's move from there and get pilots and let's leave from there. It's not a good place. You can be using criminals. The only reason why we're thinking about being there because our people then will set great history there and our people, some of our people die on our land. But then they want to exploit it and leave. They are criminal, teacher. Like, those family, they're criminal.
No, it's not very fair. Yeah, it's not fair to the CDC. You are 100%.
It's not fair. Sure. They are criminals.
Sure.
Yeah. What they're doing is not very fair to the CDC because that area, the pricing, the calling, and so forth here and there is too terrible. And I don't know why they're behaving like that. But again, you are 100% right, you know. And that era, they just the guys are wicked. But anyway, with God, all things are possible. Thank you, bro, on that. All right. So we think we are certainly getting there. So we just thought to explain that so that you know. Because sometimes when the report come up like that, the journalists can blend something that they're not supposed to be inside. So we know what is different. It's not about the CDC or the Supreme Court uphold and the lower court something about CDC evasion. Now that thing went to the Supreme Court. Now what the Supreme Court look into. So I just want us as journalists. I'm just cautioning us as journalists that we have to do everything we can. Sometimes, yeah, because the sentiment is out there, and you got to be very much. People depending on you anyway. The sentiment is out there. People depending on you. You got to know how to tie issues up so that. Oh yeah. Thanks so much to you, bro. And that of Okay, so let's get the ball rolling. There are a lot of things that happened during the course of the week, and I just reported the issue about the drug increment, and people are dying, and the number is increasing. The number is increasing, and the drug that killing people now is instant. It's so scary for all of us, and we have to be very, 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 very careful as to how we go on with these things, bro. And preacher sitting down outside there. You not draw and can't keep people in the street anymore. Yeah, we were already suffering. Yeah,
and the leftover product is sending to Africa.
Yeah,
that the leftover product. Yeah. And the leftover product.
What? Oh man, it's not easy. Oh yeah, the teacher killing people. What? Can you imagine? Anyway, that's good. But let me just kick off something. We will be able to touch on a lot of things that happened during the course of the week, and so that we can just pass on them, and which are very much important. But let me ask the two of you: is there any day in this week that have passed without any noise or something that pop up? Because I have always observed every week I want to know what are something strange just keep happening. I don't know. This week, do we have any non-stress day for Bwaka and his team, or just a stress-free? Let's call it a stress-free day. Have we experienced any stress-free day during the course of this week? They call it political stress-free. But no stress free for you. Everything for it and chakla. Everything for it. I don't know which one of the days anything good ever came out.
Teacher Lai, there has never been stress free for Bwaka from the day he got to power. In fact, the day Bwaka was inaugurated, he encountered stress. It got him to faint. He nearly died. From that day, there has never been stress free for this government. The only thing that's happening is that they have been managing the stress by applying the distractionary theory or pattern to distract the people from there. Look at the terrible report from the U.S. That U.S. human rights report. Everything you said, Teacher Lai, about mysterious killing on legal term on judicial killing or kind of things, they are doing it in the country. People are dying. They thought those people they killed in Sinjay or what they call the area name again, and my brother Prince can help me. What are area name Cape Town that they killed the people?
Yeah, King Jaw.
King Jaw.
King Jaw massacre.
People in King Jaw. You take the policemen, look at a young Pekin who are about 16 years old, went and shot the Pekin in the night. You think the people are not taking record on all of those things? You went and killed people. People just dying all over the place. You take journalists. Some of our journalists currently in prison from one of your terrain. I was reading the story. And you think the people are not taking note? The human rights record is terrible. When the human rights record came out last year, say it was terrible. They say, oh, that was not all. But this year, now what they say that was not all, this year is even more worse. Congo men can say more than the last year when they were denying, say not all. And these people have always been in this thing here. The UP people are just terrible set of people. They always faking people, trying to cajole the population to believe that things are improving, while in reality they're doing nothing. That's what I told somebody the other day. I said the difference between CDC and UP right now, if you look at it, is UP gets sweet more when they come in power. They know how to be manipulating the administrative aspect of government. Why CDC? They don't know how to manipulate the administrative aspect of government, but they can develop the country infrastructurally. Look at the two ideology. That what happening when CDC, that job is going to be any 2 year, no 1 billion year now bill, or 2, 3. Through our job, we are saying that every 3 months we're seeing something being built. You be 2 years about to end, nothing being built. The only thing we're hearing that swim up, BB English, and all kind of things, insulting people, intolerant group of people. They are not normal people. They are not normal people. Can you imagine, Teacher, last night I was listening to you, somebody who is 40 years old, propertyless, laughing at a 20 years old boy who is also property level, living in part of propertyless. They play him or renting, he built properties there, thinking that he was going to buy it. The scenario with UP and the CDC, you 40 years and 1984, you got to power, you get no property. But then are you laughing at somebody who is 20 years old? How can a 40-year man be laughing at 20-year-old boy say, you don't get property still? The people are just shameless. Sometimes I get tired with them. And LeBron post sit there and they're looking at all kind of people to be serious-minded people.
Okay, so, bro, we'll get in depth into that, and I will get Prince's perspective on it. But let's just talk specifically on. Let me just pass in on something crucial that happened today.
Yeah, you are right.
Very crucial that happened today, and you know the reason I said it's very crucial. It is not surprising, but it is very crucial because when these things are validating our arguments, especially the characterization of Joseph Bwaka, you say we not just like him. The one who said Joseph Bwaka is like this, Joseph Bwaka is like that, Joseph Bwaka is like this. You just think we don't like him. No. This is God passing through us and we are speaking. We are not ourselves. Look, every time you hear us say some of these things, it is God who is telling us, look deeper in this person. That is what people don't see. All people will see it, but they're not able to say it. But I will use you to say it as it is, and nothing will happen to you. And we say it boldly. We don't care about how anybody feels. And that is what it is. You saw what happened today? Prince Sherry and that William bro. How many fake, just fictitious, or just, I don't know how to describe it. How many reconciliatory, quote unquote, purported reconciliatory efforts that Bwaka had not wasted millions on, ranging from the reburial of Doden reburial of Jordan up to the lawless call of national fast and prayer. I don't know whatever it is. How many millions have not gone into what Bwaka believe is reconciling the country? How many millions have not gone inside yet? You know all the occasions? How many millions have not gone there? Today, it proved that all the millions were just wasted. All the millions were just wasted. Bwaka just wasting the country money for nothing. You spend no millions. You say the reburial of Doe, the reburial of Toba, the reburial of this will lead to national reconciliation and healing. You came out of it. You lawlessly call for national holidays, suspending crucial businesses, breaking our laws, and having an occasion where you just spending money for nothing. Only for today, for you to demonstrate that Joseph Bwaka, you damage everything to just prove that you nothing. We told you. Today, Joseph Bwaka, the speaker, Nyobri Kanga Lauren, the state actors, the people who are supposed to drive the national healing and reconciliation. The national healing and reconciliation, they are supposed to be the image that we'll see, even if they want to pretend. They are the drivers. Today, they were vindictive against unlawfully retired Chief Justice, whom by culture in our birthday party that she was calling them to, that program is of tradition. To say, look, we are trying to bid farewell to this lady for services rendered. But because Joseph Bwaka showed himself into the hot saga, why the lady did not attend the illegal purported speaker, then they themselves, despite they acknowledge it, and he had to make himself real. He has to pass a resolution to say all the bad thing in the day, it is now good. The youth t-shirt and say the law is the law. It acknowledging that lady and the entire team position. They boycotted that lady activities today. In our lady activity, that judicial function today, in retaliation to what the lady did lawfully. And Bwaka said he has reconciled the country. Bwaka said he finished reconciling the country. They boycotted today. Vindictive. Angry. Why this lady on our watch? This one that happened here in the Bwaka there. That the mature man that you can be talking about. That the experienced man that you can be talking about. When we tell you Bwaka is useless. You think we're joking? No. You can't be a mature small. You think some of these people we can be laughing with in the street, you think we're laughing with them because we think we like them? No. It is because the job calls for it. The position we sit here calls for it. That is what it calls for. It's not about you. Let's agree. That was a legislative impasse. But not only the lady alone failed to attend those functions. You know you're unlawfully acted. And these people took their position and said, look, we don't want to be seen like, even the very new Chief Justice that you put in there today, he interpreted their absence in Lima County. For which you people call it the country, say, we don't want to be seen like we are getting on a side. That's why we did not attend. He didn't say, our board didn't say we do not attend. No. He said, that's why we did not attend. That's why we never honor any invitation from them, because we did not want to be seen like we. Because the president was going at the national legislature upon the core of the national legislature. It was not Bwaka function. So that's why they didn't go there. But Bwaka sees it like it was his activity that the lady didn't attend. Bwaka sees it that it was his activity that the lady didn't attend. But when it came to Bwaka activity that has to do with the armed forces of Liberia, an executive arranged program, the lady attended the AFL, the Armed Forces Day program, the February 11 Armed Forces Day program. But when it came to the legislative core, because the report that you are going to make to the national legislature, it is the core of the national legislature. It is the speaker that going to preside over that. The lady said, no, we cannot sit under the gabble of that speaker. That's why they did not attend. And Joseph Boakai. And then you counted that. You made it to appear like that you and the speaker, the lady shunk. No, she didn't shunk you. She shunned the national legislature because they were in crisis, and the man who's supposed to have presided, that man was questionable. That's why they all didn't go there. But Boakai took it to himself alongside. Today, they were invited to that woman farewell program. They snub it. You know why you have demonstrated, Boakai? Ineptitude. No wonder people say, now everyone get gray hair, you think they get good sense or wisdom. Boakai has demonstrated. Boakai just wasted our country resources. What they call reconciliation? Though the lady didn't have to even reconcile with you because she did no wrong. There is no basis. I don't see the wrong that she did for we should even be contemplating reconciliation. But granted that you took what they did as a personal thing against you, and you have wasted millions. Millions. And you're talking about national reconciliation. And you say, I'm not attending that woman function. Because you see it like that her function, no. You know what you have done? You put the incoming Chief Justice into, you just made him to look like he's a partisan Chief Justice. That is why you are trying to demonstrate, which is very terrible. You just made it look bad. And all the odds are against the incoming Chief Justice. Chief, why the lady is leaving? That went today, in fact, today, Boakai commissioned the new Chief Justice. You see what happening? You see why you're making the whole judiciary to look like now? You're making the whole judiciary to look like now? You are making even the opposition to lose credibility in the judiciary. Boakai, I don't know when you will learn to show leadership. When you will learn, big men like you, as old as you are, though you can teach all the new tricks. When will you learn to show leadership? Even pretend for once. Hey, Boakai. Could you imagine? So you're not able to reconcile our country. No wonder the CPP died on his watch. Oh, yeah. The old man has never, ever, look, the old man has never been successful in reconciliation. All that program and burying door, reburying door, and say that national reconciliation and hearing, this, that, what they call, blah, 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 all the kind of thing. I just look at him for long. You see how he wasted the country resources today to tell you that he had never reconciled this country, and Boakai would never reconcile this country. Let's just get ready for more. This is the man who is presiding over our country. Boakai, you wasted all our money for nothing. What is your name? You did wrong. Their opinion, their decision, they are being punished for it. For what? The very Chief Justice you have today, he's one of those persons who did not go there, but you are doing business with him. Why? Why are you making the incoming Chief Justice to look ugly to people? Why? Why are you making people to perceive him as being somebody who's a partisan person? Why are you doing that? Why? By the way, he got his own perfection, and of course, he's going to have his integrity in tight, and he's not going to be allowed to be moved by a person like you or whatever it is. But I think all the odds are against them because the way Boakai them behaving. Boakai is terrible. No wonder people say Boakai is ventilated. He can never forgive. Now, why I told Tifa and I said, Tifa, that thing you own, you passing around, and you see Boakai, you just your head for nothing. My brother, this will happen today. It speaks volume about our country being far away from reconciliation. Very far. Distance away from reconciliation. That thing that happened today, let's forget about it. It wouldn't tell you that the country is far from reconciliation. We are here. We are watching. Guys, I think that is most crucial, and that's just something I wanted to talk about before we go back to these human rights reports and issues. Then, yeah.
Definitely, teacher, like you are very right, and thank you for laying the basic. We've always told our people that Mr. Boakai is a vindictive, a mean, and evil character. That old man, all he cares about is himself. He will use other people at the detriment of the entire nation. He don't even want to know. nation just for him to satisfy himself. Today, what happened? Look, I was shocked, Brother AB. I was shocked. Like you said, there are 3 branches in the Liberian government, equal, coordinating to run this government. But Brecker have just proved that his desire is to have absolute control over the country, that anything he say, it must be found out. And in as much as it is not going his way, he will decide to damage it. It must go his way. Can you imagine? This is just another form of disrespect to the rule of law. This is just to tell you that Brecker don't even care about the court. That is an indication that he don't
You're
care
right.
about the court. That he
You're
will
right.
take nothing from the court, because we saw this man displaying it all throughout the time when the impasses was happening at the house there. Joseph Newman Brecker was clear. It was the same Supreme Court that ruled and said to Mr. Brecker that, look, you cannot illegally take these people from LTA. Lead the people. He swear to him, water. He said, I will not listen to you. I will do the thing I want to do. Yeah, I will not listen to you. Joseph Newman Brecker said, you will not listen. And Patrick Hon and they stay there. This is a man who took people from legal tenure position. What happened to the, how you call, central bank, Alosha Stalu? The law on Alosha Talu knew Joseph Newman Brecker law wanted to carry his nephew Samora to Central Bank. Law on the man. Oh, the man take continual money, take it and carry to President House. The man said, oh, what are you telling me? Okay, I will run to the Supreme Court. While he was in the Supreme Court, he said, oh man, you know what, we're getting 300,000, we'll make you lead the thing, you go sit down. Go sit down. Because I get time for that court, and go to that car, we're not listening. Look, my people, Liberia is retrogressing. We continue to say this. We are not saying this because we have any personal hate against it. No. I'm from Grand Cape and Lofa County, born in Mosorado, and I'm grateful. I have no reason to, to hate anybody in Liberia for that matter, even if they do not agree with my political persuasion or belief. But what we are seeing is concerning. But it's concerning a Liberia that was once celebrated for the respect of rule of law, a Liberia that once people could walk in the court and receive justice, that the president will respect the how you call it, judicial branch, and all these other branches, that they will work together. Today, look at what is happening. Joseph Newman Brecker have just told the world that he get his own judiciary, that he get his own people that he can listen to, that he can listen to the Supreme Court. And this is about to be a battle. And that's the reason why we want to use this occasion to say to Councillor Bessie that, look, what happened today have exposed you. And you got to live above the political phrase that Joseph Newman Brecker has just shown us. You got to live above that. Because today what happened, Joseph Newman Brecker just told that me, I'm not interested in the way the Supreme Court is supposed to run. I'm interested in this individual. That the individual me are interested in. I'm not interested in that thing that you're doing. No wonder why you can see the way our country is going in terms of the justice system. Mob justice has taken over. You get Gregory Como doing his own thing that does not even have respect for the rule of law. It is not surprising. Joseph Newman Brecker just display it. This man took the Liberian people money and said they're having reconciliation. They reconcile having, in fact, the reconciliation, but the family said, well, in the reconciliation, they're crying. They threaten our country now. Let me do it. She put hell about communication also. She said, Brecker, if my brother died, are you the one? And our country will turn it also down. This man is vindictive who do not believe in anything called reconciliation. All the time, Joseph Newman Brecker was working with Madam Ellen Johnson Seli. He is 78, I know 70, waiting grievances against that woman. You get Joseph Newman Brecker chance, now he will drag that woman to jail. He will drag that woman to jail. The man is vindictive. And we are seeing this is affecting the country. This is the reason why you see all over the place. Police are doing things just, they just indiscriminately firing people taking law into their own hands. You don't blame these people, you blame the head. The people get parable, they say moke see, moke do. So they are seeing what Joseph Newman Brecker is doing. And there's the reason why Liberia will have to stand up to some of these tendencies. It is not clear that Joseph Newman Brecker wants to mold this nation in a way where when he say A, everybody must say A. And that's why the opposition will need to stand up and need to speak against these things. This is not just about us talking about it on the show, but the major opposition party. Today, what happened? We will expect that by Monday, that a press conference or a statement will be off from this major political institution. Because look, Breaker is planning his people for 2029, but Breaker, that 2029, that where you think you're planning for, we already know what you own, and we're already ready for you. All that what Joseph Newell Breaker is doing is planning for 2029. If you think that you can use whether be a whatever system, whether the security system or the justice system, to think you can do anything funny, Mr. Breaker, you are a liar. You are a liar. We know where you're going. Where you are going is trying to pollute the system, is trying to mold the system in a way that they will agree with you. But we know that there are still people of integrity at the level of the Supreme Court. We know that there are men and women who will not compromise their integrity at the Supreme Court. This is serious. This is about time that those of you who believe in the rule of law, who stand by justice, should begin to speak out now. But now I even expected a statement from the Bar Association against what Joseph Newell Breaker did. There is nothing in Liberia that is more important than this particular day. It is not, like you said, Marasiane, your birthday. It is not our personal something. It is another branch of government that have been able to work in ensuring that our democracy work. We have a cohesion. It's another branch of government activity, major for that matter. They interpret the law. The interpreter of the law. They having a program today. Then Joseph Newell Breaker decided he will not go there. He show how vindictive he is. He show his evil. For 1 minute, said they make it even pretend. Look, they prepare so bad that when you look at his morphology, it proves that they make wicked. You see, no wonder why they make is always dusty, even though he is president, but he always dusty. Because they hate that he can get a chance to shine. You look at him, they hate that is in him. They men went to King John and ordered the massacre of our people. As I speak today, people are still crying. The statement to even say, my people, you're sorry. What happened, you know, not part of our modus operandi. People went there, they did their own thing, while baking your ear, forget it. Families are crying today. Why he even get time? My people, this is terrible for us. This is to tell you that Joseph Newell Breaker has taken the law into his own hands. Joseph Newell Breaker is saying that I am the law. I make my own law. I do what I want to do, and I will listen to nobody. This is scary. And that's why the associate justices that are there, people who have given their lives to the protection of the rule of law in Liberia, needs to speak against this thing. It's a bad sign for us. Very terrible sign for us. This is not a good sign. Liberia is not heading in the right direction with the rule of law, because the only thing that protects you and I, or the only place that you and I can be protected, is under the rule of law. Because the law does not look at who is rich, who is tall, who is short, who is fat. It is only under the rule of law that all of us are equal. That the only place we equal. We're not equal in the executive branch, we're not equal in the legislative, but when it comes to the rule of law, that place that every one of us are equal. Because that branch look at the law, they look at the facts. They don't look at who you associated with, your name or whatever. But to see what is happening is terrible. We will not be surprised if we see the judiciary, certain people in the judiciary, try to go Joseph Newell Breaker way and rule according to how Joseph Newell Breaker feel. We are not surprised. That's why we are saying that Breaker, you can do everything, but the CDC, you can't touch the CDC. Like I said earlier, you saw what happened with the Supreme, with the law case that they had at the civil law court. Goni Momo, a relative of Joseph Newell Breaker, ignore all of the facts. We added LeBron was saying we added value to that property. Nowhere. Look at, imagine the NSA building. That NSA building, the people use 1.4 million to build that place. Enter that place and see how that place is looking. 1.4 million to build, to buy the land, build that place and everything. Look at how it's looking like. We have value on that particular property. Then you using other people. You know, the court is not corrupt. No. But there are individuals in the court who tend to kind of put dint on the record of the court. And this individual must be weeded out. I saw a communication of recent where a lawyer, you know, he did something that was completely out of the ordinary and he was suspended. And fine, I think for 6 months we are paid. I saw that particular information. I was flipping through. I could not really on it, but I will get it here. He was suspended. So the court must be able to maintain that integrity and not allow Joseph Newell Breaker to control them. My brother, bro, it's over to you.
Oh, yeah, Prince. Oh, thank you. I tell you, I will read something now, just now. Some kind of thing I will follow it right now on Facebook. Prince, oh, thank you so much, my brother. You have said it all. You know, let me tell you something, teacher. Like Prince, if you monitor today, the lady attended the swearing in or the how they call that stuff of the new Chief Justice. She went to the executive mansion. So she behaved bigger than
Very
Bwaka.
mature.
You understand? These are optics that you look up to. For me, you were saying something, you say, under the law, we are equal. We should be equal under the law, but in Labrador, we're not equal under the law practically. There are some people who are bigger than the law. If today all are all going to be equal under the law, then our brothers that they accused falsely for burning capital buildings are going to be released, both ever since on bail. But they went in cahoot and released their own, the other people that they feel they can release, and those people languaging. In fact, those people thinking in a report of torture. So in Liberia, we are not equal under the law, Prinzo. We are supposed to be equal under the law, but we are not equal under the law in Liberia. And it's because of people like Bwaka. Today, Teacher Ledger said something. People now will look at that new Chief Justice that is coming in to be a regime collaborator. So they have gotten regime speaker. Now they trying to see how best to get a regime Chief Justice. Because if you look at it from the three branches of government, Bwaka is his own regime leader. They got regime Senate Pro Tem. They got regime speaker. Now they are targeting to get regime Chief Justice. So if you look at the trend, you will know they are trending in a part of dictatorial tendency. But guess what? Mr. Bwaka should take that as a warning. We will be prepared for Bwaka in 2029 from all angles possible. Politically, legally, illegally, and even the means that will be beyond the illegality. We'll be prepared for that. Because our country, for all of us, the same way President we went to election, and he turned over power with the margin of 17,000 votes. He wasn't a stupid man when he did it. He did it because he wants Liberia to go in peace and for us to live in peace in our democracy. So in 2029, if anyone temper with it, to think they will temper with it, I think the one they saw from Prince Johnson will be small. Because we're not tolerated. Even when we are not alive, we are here, we're not tolerated. Because our country, we are a country, we got all our country. We're not tolerated. So that thing, what they're doing now, they can be joking. They are joking. The legacy they can pull the whole Supreme Court band, them will get everybody, them will be UP people like in favor of Bwaka. When 2029 reach, we'll be prepared from all angles. Let them take this today and they shouldn't take it for a joke. Some of us, we're not joking here. We're not even making fun here for our country. So they should take that as a caveat. Because our democracy must flourish. If you lose this election, leave. You don't manipulate the democratic system, which suffer. People die for the democracy that today we enjoy. So nobody going to manipulate the democracy until you will go free. No, we will stand up. Even when President we will not take it. For even he, President when that day comes. So it's not a joking matter here we on. People taking it for joke, but former are not taking it for joke. So that's why I would say on the Supreme Court, people were Bwaka doing. All the things Bwaka doing, he intentionally doing it because he want to manipulate our democracy. But we will not tolerate it. Let that day reach. They will see what he pour water in cocoa. Even we will not listen to him, President. We will not. Because maybe one of the strategies on here, we are going to accept it for the sake of peace. But guess what? 2029, we will only be a symbol of our party, but he will not be the controller of our revolution. Let them take this to the bank. They didn't take it. They didn't copy this today. I'm talking, me and William whistleblower. I mean talking. We will not tolerate that. He will only be the face of our campaign in 2029, but he will not be the decision maker of our revolution in 2029. I can guarantee you that one. So that's it there.
All right, thank you, bro, and thank you, Priest Sheriff. Priest Sheriff, the one who come here talk, it will just be your angry the bull, and Priest Sheriff, I know you coming fire. My brother, Joseph Boakai has released a list of 21 persons, and including other staffs who understand 50-man delegation that are going to Tokyo, Japan. They couldn't finish. Jesus, they were very shameless. So all interested and the long man, and I want to go. You can hear the names, eh? So that one, I'm not saying anything much on it because these things were saying that the Lamrepo, they're causing. Oh, we are there. They not just let podcast. They not just let this. All right, so let me bring it up. Let me pull it up for you. Let's read it so that you get it. Eh? The country, eh? No money in the country already. The delegation said, I tell you. Boga care less about you people here. God, I've read people. We told you all these things that Boga don't care. Boga don't care about you people. Stay. Just did it here. That Boga will walk. That Boga will walk. That Boga will walk. Lay here now. You can listen. You can listen. Yeah. So, they think I just crop it from the executive mansion where for immediate release, August 15, 2025, President Boakai to lead high-level delegation to TICAT 9 and Expo 2025 in Japan. Executive Mansion, Monrovia, Bureau. President Joseph Human Boakai Sr. will depart the country on Saturday. That's on tomorrow, August 16, 2025, to attend the 19th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAT 9. Scheduled from August 16, that means tomorrow, 2023, and August 16 to the 23rd. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 7 days. 2025 to Yokohama, Japan, and the Expo 2025 in Osaka, also in Japan. TICAT is a premium forum co-organized by the government of Japan, the United Nations, the World Bank, and the African Union's Commission for Foster High-Level Policy Dialogue on African Development, Trade, Investment, and Global Partnership. While in Japan, President Boakai will also engage in strategic meetings at the Expo 2025 to showcase Liberia's development vision and exploit bilateral and multilateral cooperation and opportunities. The president will be accompanied by a high-level delegation comprising senior government officials, lawmakers, ambassadors, and business leaders, including the country is finished. You see, y'all will suffer. Y'all will suffer in this country. Hey, you don't see anything here. Y'all will suffer. You can listen to delegation. Honorable Sarah Beslo Yanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs. Honorable Augustine P. Gafwa, Minister of Finance and Development Planning. Honorable Madeleine Ellen Dagose, Minister of Commerce and Industry. The whole economic management team, they are going. Honorable Wilmot J.M. Pei, Minister of Mines and Energy. Dr. J. Alexander Nuta, Minister of Agriculture. And Jeremy Matthew Pierre, Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. We are getting there. Honorable Dr. Jaso Male Jala, Minister of Education. And 8, Honorable Dr. Luis Mpoto, Minister of Health. The whole ministry go, the whole government go. 9, Honorable Gbemi Horace Colley, Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection. 10, Honorable Abraham Daros Delon, Senator and Chairman, Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs. 11, Honorable Neke E. Gay, Representative and Chairman, Horses Committee on Foreign Affairs. 12, Honorable Samuel A. Steve Kuya, Minister of State without portfolio, Special Services. Number 13, Honorable Jeff B. Blibo, Chairman, National Investment Commission. Number 14, Honorable Mole Paul Kamara, Senior Economic Advisor to the President. Number 15, Honorable Sekou A.M. Dukle, Managing Director, National Port Authority. Number 16, Ambassador Mohammed Malaho Ba, Presidential Special Envoy on Investment. Number 17, Ambassador Christopher Hayes Onanuga, Presidential Special Envoy on Tourism. Number 18, Ambassador Edward Wele Appleton Jr., Ambassador of Liberia to Japan. Number 19, Dr. Ibrahim A. Yen, Deputy Minister for International Cooperation and Economic Integration, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Number 20, Charlene A. Taylor, Assistant Minister for Afro-Asian Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Number 21, Madam Sarah Kabal Jones, Assistant Minister / Chief of Office Staff, Minister of Foreign Affairs. 22, Honorable George Thomas Marshall Jr., Assistant Minister for Special Services, Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. Number 23, Mr. James Mozart Strutter, President, Liberia Business Association. And the UP folks then here, they not easy. In addition, the number that I carry to 50 now. That number what you would to so number 23. In addition, the president will travel along with his communications, protocol, security, because if they were to put all they wanted that assistant man delegation in that role, if they were to put all they wanted there, you are coming to say, wow. So why don't we keep it? They said the president, in addition, the president will travel with his communications, protocol, security, and attendance team. The attendance team, they put a who attend to him because he's sick man. To provide full logistical, media, and operational support during the mission. Wow. While away, Councillor Netu Oswald Toy, Senior Minister of Justice, will chair the cabinet in consultation with the Vice President Jeremiah Kwanku and the President via telephone conversation. The delegation's participation in the TICAT 9 Expo 2025 is expected to strengthen Liberia's international partnership, attract investments, and advance the country's development agenda. The president and his delegation will return to Monrovia immediately after the engagement. Wow! This country, could you imagine? Anyway, guys, that's it. Prince, I just got
this thing, Teacher Light, is sad. It's very sad. I remember a few months ago, Mr. Boyka said he was going to cut down all of the international travels. He said that his ministers, you are going to restrict them from traveling because of this issue of, to save costs and etc. Joseph Newman Brecker just supposed to put on the executive mansion website that the government is going to Japan. Then we're just going to understand. Because this that we are seeing, my people, you know how much these people are taking out from our money that is supposed to use for the schools? As we speak to you, the kind of mass failure that we have experienced in Liberia have never been before. Even during Ellington, when she said the education sector, it was challenged. Almost 51,000 persons went for WAEC and for WAS, that 800 plus pass. So all of this money that Joseph Newman Brecker is taking from the country to another country, this is scary, it's dangerous. While our mothers are giving birth right on the road in front of the hospital, they are refusing that these people will not enter except they pay $175. They are giving birth on the street. Hospitals are without drugs, but you carrying this delegation. You know how many $1 million you carry to Japan? My people, what kind of thing we do to ourselves? So, what did we do to ourselves? How did we arrive at this particular level? Look at what is happening. With the exception of the 23, he carrying the person who was supposed to cook for him, the person who was supposed to change a dapper, because I carrying the Jeremiah Kuo, that Jeremiah Kun say, because Jeremiah Kun say the time that man, my own father was at that age, so I know just then you might break out to he at that age. I used to buy paper for my father. My papa brain was not too normal. So even the person who's supposed to change Joseph Nima Breaker, he carrying there. My people, where have we found ourselves? Where? And this is serious because all of the money that these people are carrying, that is what is affecting us. That what you see in, for example, the health sector, there are no drugs. That what you see as we speak today, the education sector, our children are crying everywhere. All of this money is what we call capital flight. They are taking away this money. You know how much will be going to Japan? These people that are going there, they will not be sleeping on the sidewalk. They will be sleeping in the hotels. They will be sleeping in different areas. And these people will have to buy things to eat. These people will have to purchase from that place. You know how much they are taking from our economy? You know the amount of dollars that they are carrying to Japan? A place that they will go and not bring anything back? A place that they will go and not even bring $5, even one pepper making it, they will not even bring it. This is scary, my people. This is scary. To see the government leaving with this kind of huge delegation. This alone is a signal to tell the people of Japan that bunch of unserious people coming. That's what it means. Bunch of unserious people coming, because in this day, age, and time, every country will want to save. America, as advanced America is, when President Trump is traveling, he doesn't travel with all these kind of, the people get money, they get everything. He doesn't travel with about 50 or 60%. No. The man go there, the requisite people that are supposed to go, about 10 or so person, or maybe 5 or 6 person to go there, do, with the exception of security details, they go there and do what they're supposed to do, and back he is. And he is right back. But to see a country that will be going around begging for money, you carry almost about 60 person to a conference that you will not go to bring money to us. This is just to tell you that the government is unserious. That's why other people will not even hear they are here to even help. Because to help, it means that you must see that the people are in need. But from what we are displaying, it's an indication that, look, we get surplus. That we get surplus. But this fellow Liberians is just to tell you that these people don't care about you. And the reason why some of these people are going are for the DSA. Because each of these, how you call international trips that they made, there are DSA attached to it. They gave them their daily subsistence, allowances and other things. Each of these people, they will at least receive nothing less than $3,000. Nothing less for their DSA. Each of them will receive nothing less than, maybe that the least I'm calling, but I say nothing less than $3,000 for the DSA. That's how much they will receive. With the exception of, the plane ticket, the whatever, that's what they will receive. My people, look at how much is moving from in our economy. And we say down there, we say, oh, the country high. Quite recently, Joseph Numa Boyka said the country high, but his behavior is not even, showing that indeed, the place high. It's only hard for you and myself as a people. We are the ones that are feeling it, but these people are not feeling it. Because there is no way Joseph Numa Boyka will mount the platform and tell us that people suffering, the people can't afford. Then you carry almost about 60% there. That is to Japan. You know how much you are taking from our coffers? But again, fellow Liberians, this is where we find ourselves. It is troubling, it's terrible. This is going to affect the education sector. This is going to affect the, how you call, the judiciary system. This is going to affect the health. It's going to affect everywhere, because these people are taking money away from the country. They are not bringing money back. That's why you must understand. They are not bringing money back. They are taking money away from there. You want to tell me a 5 or 10 man delegation could not go there and represent Liberia adequately? But my people, we inside. Like Teacher Light will always say, we are getting there. And however we get there, we bring this upon ourselves. We'll get there anyhow.
And as you were speaking, I didn't know why you were just saying something. Yeah, certain things are just normal about this country now, especially bad news is just normal. The biggest calamity has hit the education sector. The Wire boss is announcing that over 55,000 students who participated, only 800 passed, 1.7% were able to pass.
Yeah, a Ghana record, very terrible record.
Terrible.
In 7 years. We have not experienced that. In fact, yeah, terrible record.
And bro, I don't know, where are we going with all of this?
Teacher Light.
Calamity that they were talking about here now. Could you imagine 55,000?
The men of God with you on the platform.
55,800. We don't even reach 1,000 to pass clearly. We don't even reach 2,000 to pass clearly. Okay, so let's listen to him.
Yeah, Teacher Light. Let me tell you something, Teacher Light.
I'm coming, bro.
Okay.
Let me point you on.
Subjects and major subjects. So we hope that our children will do well in times to come. Performance as a pass rate in 5 subjects we are born. Of the 50-some candidates that came into the test, how many of them passed in at least 5 subjects? Like in other countries, they will say you should pass in 5 subjects with very well. So the 51,719 candidates who came for this SN, 1.59% pass clearly, clean pass. 822 candidates were successful in passing the minimum. I'm not saying the 5 subjects. So pass more than 5 subjects already. At least minimum.
Could you imagine that? Bro, man, it one now enough to surpass calamity now. I don't think we have anything to be proud of in this country. Yeah. I don't know. We're gone. We are done.
You see, teacher Lai. Let me tell you, Prince O, I want to get to something. You were talking about Kun. I just want to briefly talk over 30 seconds. Kun said when he was small, a father was buying pinball. He bought another soccer man. When he was small, a father never buying pinball. He was using Lapo and Dapo. Pinball was not existing. So he was just lying, bringing Boaka to disgrace Boaka, bring Boaka to public ridicule. So don't mind Kun. Kun is another man who just a Boaka. In fact, he's more terrible than Boaka. So that thing, I listened to that video is there when he was small, a father was buying pinball. There was anything they call pinball in the town. Prizo.
I know, right?
So let's go to the why. You see, teacher Lai, when God ready to punish the nation, God can punish the nation for every single soul in that nation to feel it.
What?
You are a Bible reading person. I always see you quoting the Bible. When President Weah was paying money for the people, for those students study class, at the same time paying the WAS fee, those same hypocrites said President Weah was wasting money. He had no idea. He got nothing. But they forgot to know when you want to solve Liberia problem, you have to be practical with the current reality. One of the reasons why many people used to pass the WAS on during the Weah administration, it was because of the availability of that static class payment. That static class was helping the students a lot that were going for WAS. Because in their very classes, when it comes from class, they needed people to buttress the effort. You know, static class, sometimes it can make the subject simple as compared to in class. Because in class, sometimes you got a lot of people, some of them will be disturbing, but when you're in static class, it enhances your capacity to understand. That alone helped those students to pass. But the so-called Book Jimmy then said it was a wasted effort. Now, no Book Jimmy now, it come to the town now, there where God said, I will disgrace you with your stupidity that you're taking to be sent. Today, we are experiencing a mass failure for over more than 10 years.
Who said education system is a mess? It didn't happen.
Never happened on for 50-something thousand people to take the test and only 800 plus pass. Do you know what you're talking about? That is a catastrophe. In fact, it's a catastrophic when it comes to disaster in the education system. So Boaka, he has no sense of direction. Other people then we're not surprised about them, teacher Lai. Me, I expected that. Because to solve life problems, you will have to be practical and realistic. You don't solve life problem by talking with your mouth always in theory. You got to make it practical and realistic. You have to identify where the problem coming from. One of the major problems our disturbing students were two. They were two. How their parent could pay WAS fee, they were worrying the parent. So when you take that burden on and the parent relax, how the children will get an enhancement in static class? That other problem we are solving by paying the children static class fee that they were able to go. So that was the practical problem solving. We enhance the capacity to pass well. You're not doing those things and you expect God to perform magic from your sweet English you're speaking. Like people still joking. You can't get funny human beings talking like they're talking funny thing and you think that I can solve problem. To solve problem on earth, it has to do with realistic and practical action.
And bro, it just ties into the huge delegation. That's where they are more prioritizing the resources. That's where they are putting the resources and forgetting the class thing that you're talking about, which of course is very essential. If they have taken the money there and put it into these areas that we are putting money, we wouldn't have this kind of massive failure. I even
got distracted. Teacher, sorry for that. I even got distracted about the delegate. That is the hypocrisy. They criticized when we went to one other country, he carried about 15 delegates. They said it was huge. Why should we go with no delegate? Today they are going with 60 plus delegates. All these people, they are hypocrites. And why are they going there for the whole country empty? Teacher, let people let us talk about them.
And you know, Teacher Light, I'm just looking at something here from the WAS. Liberia had under President we are a very progressive record in the the performances of students. I'm looking at the 2020 report here from WAS. Liberia was amongst some of the very, very well performing African nation in WAS in 2020. Right here, here's the report that I'm looking at. To the extent that Liberia in 2020 had almost about 75% of a student passing with very, very good marks in Africa, in the African country, all these countries that are taking the WAS, Liberia was amongst some of the best performing nations. 2020, it was there. 2022, it was there. And like my brother Brown said, the reason why we saw a very steady performance of the students and they behaved excellently, especially in the test, was so many factors. President Weah was able to absorb some of the stress the family were going through. Some of these children that you see in the 12th grade, some of them had to go and sell to even pay their WAS fees or their school fees. Some of them had to skip their Saturday class, like my brother said, But when President Weah took over, he understood all of these implications, that the students were going through and said, look, our students should not go through these things. Let's save money. Every Saturday, these children, the government pay these schools. The government pay schools for them to go for Saturday classes. The government pay for it. With the exception of that, the government even pay students along with our international partners who were taking the WAS, send recess to them. My daughter took the how you call it, the WAEC. She received her own money when I was in Liberia. She received her money. All of these students that went for the WAEC, the government sent to their mobile money, all of them. They received somewhere around $10,000 or so, $10,000 for their recess. President Weah was able to absorb the stress that the parents were going through, that the students were going through. In fact, when you look at the performance of the students in terms of enrollment, when you look at the enrollment in WAS, under His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah, we saw more enrollment in high schools. We saw more people going for WAS because when the WAS time is approaching before President Weah took over, that's where you see masses drop because some students can't afford to pay their WAS fee, some parents who can't afford. But when President Weah took that initiative and said, look, we pay the WAS fees, we pay Saturday class fee, we get the children reset, we saw more students going in. In fact, the rate of even females' performance increased under President Weah, increased. But today, look at what we are seeing. These people don't care about you. They care about themselves. These people is all about themselves. The people who can take $6,000 and give it to themselves, say, well, that compensation for how you call housing allowance. Every month, $6,000. You know what I mean? $6,000 can pay horse in Liberia. It can pay horse. $6,000 can pay horse. That's why they take it. So these people have prioritized themselves. They don't care about the people, and that's why Liberians, you got to stand up to this particular autocratic regime of Joseph Numa Breka. This nonsense must stop. You cannot continue to suppress our people for your own personal aggrandizement. Enough is enough. My people, if we sit down here and allow this thing to continue, within the next few years, we have no Liberia. These are the people who will tell you that we are the future leaders. But look at what they are doing. Their behavior is completely contrary to prioritizing the people. Look at the budget. Look at the budget. Look at the schools. In fact, President Weah took upon the initiative to ensure that every public school in the Republic of Liberia that can be renovated to meet the standard. Look at the project that President Weah undertook before he could leave. The schools, all of these schools, they were all equipped, or they are all equipped with science lab. All of the schools. The schools that recently Joseph Numa Breka said, and we're trying to see how there we can go to delegate. All of these schools, they were equipped to be able to absorb all of the science subject or the sciences. That's what President Weah was doing, was prioritizing those things that will be able to build the capacity of the people. But today, what we are seeing abandoned schools. We are seeing teachers being abandoned. The last time the teachers, they were protesting.
Okay. So let me support you with this data issue because we let us speak from facts. right?
Sure.
So that is Front Page Africa publication that was done August 23, 2023. Leonard Dodo. At that time, he was with Front Page Africa. He did his publication.
Okay.
And he was giving his analysis about the performances of we are. So he said the West African Examination Council has released a comprehensive report on the performance of Liberia students in West African senior over the past decade. This report tends to provide contrast between the years under the Unity Party administration from 2013 to 2017 and the subsequent years under the Coalition for Democratic Change from 2018 onwards. So they said the data reveals a notable shift in the quality of education and student performance since President George Weah assumed office in 2018 January. Under the UP government, the West pass rate experienced significant fluctuations. In 2013, the pass rate stood at 71%, but it dropped to 46.57% in 2014, further declining to 40.39% in 2016, before showing a modest improvement at 58.55% in 2017. However, the transformation in Liberia education appears most evident when analyzing the CDC's tenure, which began in 2018. In 2019, the first year under CDC's administration, the WASP pass rate climbed up to 71%. This trend continued with an impressive stride to 81.37% in 2020, despite the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. It went up to 93.83% in 2021, 95.79% in 2022, and 94.06% in 2023. What can we say again more? The educated people versus the stupid people. Now the stupid people passing record here versus the educated people.
Yeah, that's it right there.
About the ineptitude. Clear indication concerning the ineptitude. One of the biggest disgrace for a nation to face with is to see their students failing massively in a general exam that has to do with competing with other countries. Then they call themselves educated. So buffoons.
You know, yesterday I came out with something, Prince. I came out with something. It just God. I came out with AQ report that came from the Business Insider, and they said Liberia ranks 1 in Africa in terms of low AQ. Little they all know that these are the things. you see how the low AQ thing. This WIAG result now it validates everything.
Definitely, it validates it. In fact, it put us at a really denigrating level. Imagine how will you drop from where 90 or 80 and drop down to you don't even read 1% according to the WIAG boss. This does not even represent 1% of the people who pass 51,719 students. 822 part. In fact, the one apart, the real one in the part, the real one apart in all the subjects. They say they even read complete 200. Now they want to hang on the other subject. You know, it makes gonna lay and other thing. You manage gonna win. You struggle gonna win. Look at where we have come. This alone is an indication for the international community to judge our country to see where we are. Where we are making progress. No, these are things that we should put on the table to start discussing. When we told you that President Weah was making sacrifices at the detriment of his own presidency, you think we were lying. President Weah did not care. That's why his agenda was the proper agenda. The proper agenda was to ensure that Liberians are prioritized. The proper agenda was to ensure that the people's priority remains the government priority. President Weah made those sacrifices at the detriment of his own presidency, to the extent that President Weah said, look, in order for us to get this thing done, we must make sure we have harmonization, because some of the money must go down to these students. Our students must be prepared. We must look at the youth. We saw President Weah taking practical approach. Today, we see drugs killing people. Look at President Weah term, what he did. President Weah was able to launch a fund drive of $3 million to be able to help to fight against drugs. He launched that particular program. We saw under President Weah, we saw the rehabilitation center there in Beltor. We saw the government taking a practical approach. Today, what has happened? Our children have now slipped off the grave, and they are now involved into dangerous substances. And in fact, one of the DEA boss said it. He said, Joseph Newman Bueka. He said at the, how you call MICAD, he said the executive involved in bringing drugs. I mean, the deputy LDA boss, he said it at MICA. He said the executive is involved in in bringing drugs in the country. He said all of the sector. Today, what we are seeing, fellow Liberian, is just the decision that we took. And we told you, these are things, like when you look at this UN report, are these strange things, Teacher Light? You said these things from the very beginning. Even before this government could come, you said it, that we should not give these people chance. Giving these people chance is like putting gun to our own head and, blowing ourselves up. You said it. You advise Liberians. We use different platforms to advise Liberians that giving these people an opportunity, it will be the worst thing that will happen. This man who openly said he takes saw and give it to Billy Go and cook somebody, who really look at it? We say, yeah, let's get a country to it. That just animal breaker we want. Look at what is happening now. Look at what is happening. In less than no time, this man is putting up a multi-million-dollar mansion there in how you call it, in Lofa. The place that he could not even afford to go. The house that he could not afford to pin. Today, the man he get multi-million-dollars. Multi-million-dollars property around the place. Joseph Newman Boyka just care about himself and not the Liberian people. Look at the health sector. These people are brave enough to increase registration fee and health fee on our people. How many persons can even afford $10 US to go and do registration? But you are telling our mothers to pay almost $200 for serious section and all the other different things. Can you imagine? Why yesterday there were sacrifices that were made to ensure that these people are protected. Today, JFK have now turned to a prison for pregnant women. The women that want to go give birth. JFK now is a prison. You go there now, they get more than 55 women. JFK now go there. The only thing that they're doing there, they're putting cuff on their hand. But as far as we concern, security all around the place. As soon as they woman them will say, hey, you sit down here. JFK now is a prison under Joseph Newman Boyka. It's no longer a hospital. Women there are there. Some are there, have been there for 2-3 months, some 4 months.
I know.
They just take them and transfer them now to South Beach. Then they just go there because the hospital, other people need to come. You go at the JFK now, people sleeping on the ground. Police all around the place. So you want to move, you see police come, the security come, hey, where you go here? Hey, where you go here? Hey, you can't move here. You can't move there. The only thing that remains that to poaching on these women feet. It's terrible. Teacher, it's terrible. The thing we play for, we're terrible. Just now, we not get space in that particular JFK. Women there, hey, yaka. That one we advance our men there. They you can be doing your time. Men they say we got to advance about their family planning business because they arresting women there now to JFK. They arresting them. Hey, yaka. This one then you more try to put yourself in check. Yaka.
What? You said about correct everything to go for the insult the issue.
Oh yeah, that the only thing they just need to transfer them now because like JFK now that they will only say that when you sell it, so they just take and carry them to South Beach one time. You pay the poor money, they take and carry the South Beach. But the last time, it was even AMU University that even helped and free almost about 27 women when they were having, I think, the 30th or so anniversary at UMU. They went, AMU University, AMU, my alma mater. They went there and free some women. As I speak to you now, they get almost about 48 women in there. The first batch already there. The first batch, 26 women, they were already there. New batch can and join there. So they should just not take them from there and carry them to South Beach. That's all. And that's why we need to advise our brother. The issue, you remember President Weah was how you call advertising and advising people about this particular, female condom people are playing fun around here. I remember under President Weah time. The female condom you were nasty, they say, that we use it for sickness, for all the other things now. Now that the real time now that people are supposed to start using it here. If you know say the man, he say no way, he get something, you the woman, make sure you get your how you call it thing, your family planning, and you sunny yourself together. How you looking like? Because when you try it, they just moving. They're not looking beyond. And at the end of the day, you are being present. What the men also. There are no men in that particular place. No men are here pregnant. Even though we know Jeremiah Kun, then they want to try to bring all kind of things in the Methodist church. And the council of church where they too they get problem. They had to call the Methodist people and say, my people, they think you're doing here. You're not looking too correct. Imagine council of church. So you won't get men, sunny things. So that women there. So y'all got to, we got to sunny. They set education now. I will advise that we get a particular show for it because it's not easy. They play already job now there. I want men too. They just burn it. Look at the other woman. She go get 3. The woman crying. She was coming outside. Her friend and coming to come speak to her. The woman crying. Oh, what happened? What happened to the children? The children stunting or the children that she said my people they are crying for. I'm not crying because I gave black cry. I come and stay here for an additional 2 months. 3 children. That the people harass me. This time now they charging on charge. Imagine one, they charging me almost 500. They three, so 3 times 5. Then imagine that 1500 baby we're talking about. So the woman there, you know, teacher like the high looking like, boy, it's terrible, it's dangerous.
All right.
Dangerous, oh.
Guys, Israel will call us briefly. Let's get on. Please call in quickly and let's just go on. William Bro and Dr. Prince Sherry, we are here together tonight, right here on this very time, and we are grateful. The weekend is so fantastic. I love it. That waka we want, and that waka we want, we are getting there. And what are you doing?
Yeah. Even so,
Yeah, Pedro, let's hear from you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my brother. Since my brother and one brother, I think I always can be talking on the radio. I said when nobody thinking that to the man they will make election, the election can say it's fun to be election commission. You can take time to be election commission. You can take whosoever that is born to be whosoever. But any attempt to play with election, we will not say second peace. I will not like to do. We will go back to the simple commission. I told them a little bit.
Okay.
Because we prepare and we wait for commission now. But when you let it go, it's going to be election commission. That is thinking that we will take it. We'll stay in the country. We'll be nothing that they want.
Thanks so much, Ben, for your contribution. I appreciate it. Hello, how you doing?
Hello, good afternoon, Papa.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm happy to call you.
Yeah, man, Benu, let's hear from you.
The people there, they kind of pay or they kind of help us. Care about the hospital. JFK.
All your children are failing already. Then you talk about hospital business. All your children are failing now.
I listen to it. 50,000 people, only 800 people in Nika. I say I get 3 graduation. I get 3 graduations for the open. I ask him, he said tomorrow. I ask him, he said after tomorrow. Today I attend, I said they want fear. But they're not pay. So I will not pass most of you. He say, oh, my wife must say that. I said, I made a while, it's the same also. I say, you see, Madam Seri, you see, we are special, we are there. So now you go for one. The next day, the one we put result come for you. But up to now, one result not coming to a year. So your money, I want to go. Most of your money will not come out because no money. But then I want to pay for one. And I Kwaga get to ski and flying a packet, yeah, Solano and to be stealing the
Oh, yeah, they're going now. They're going tomorrow. Tomorrow they're going. They're going plenty.
Yeah. Okay. You must be one putting in plane tomorrow. When we are going at 10 people, when we are get 10, 7, 8, they say we are spending the country money and we are moved.
Thank you, Mama, for your contribution. Let me get on to this line. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, please. Let's hear from you.
Okay, good evening, Abby, and good evening to Bro and Sherry. Thank you for the show and for what great you people are doing for us, we as a Liberian. I'm Emmanuel J. Nimne calling from Minnesota.
Okay.
Brother, you know, everything you're saying is the fact, especially when it comes to Joseph Boaga. Joseph Boaga is not just a wicked man, but he is an oracle.
Okay.
Joseph Boaga is an oracle. Joseph Boaga is an oracle. Joseph Boaga is a ghost. This is why you see every attitude of Joseph Boaga. He had no fear for God. He had no regard for the people who even elected him as president. Joseph Boaga is a very dangerous man. I don't know where the mistakes come from, and we elect the people of Liberia elected Joseph Boaga as president. I lived in rehab before Joseph Boaga being my neighbor for a very long time. I know Joseph Boaga good. I had my friends, they were security. That thing you can always be talking about, or people serve around Joseph Boaga. They were using his yard as parking lot. It's truth. I know much about that. Even I know one of the guys, I don't want to call him name. I don't know whether he's working with him now or not. In fact, when he became president, he drove the guy away. I don't know whether he had taken them back. I don't know. And I used to help the guy with smoking every time. Joseph Boaga is a very wicked man. The only thing I can tell our Liberian people, we need to pray so that God can find the best way to take Joseph Boaga from over that country. But Joseph Boaga is a man, his soul has already been so including why he's setting out, or why even some of the people setting this, the reality you're talking about online right now. It's like the guy that who opposite saying about it, they're not accepting the fact.
You're right.
Now how when people sell their soul, they don't accept reality.
You're right. You're right.
When people sell their soul, they can look at an empty horse. That when you enter inside, when you say, hey, you know, echo, that how they can look like. No reality in there. So, brother,
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks for your contribution. We appreciate that. All right, thank you. El, how are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, I come up by AB.
Yeah, please, let's hear from you.
Yeah, Castle, no.
Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, thank you for your topic on that discussion, by AB. My name is Fanny Kiadi, 1 million we are sent follower of Abraham Gosling William.
Kiadi, let's hear from you.
Yeah. But AB, let me tell you when I'm telling people say I say the country is bleeding. That they cannot stand that the thing that we see here so. Because the country is bleeding. Look at the kind of huge delegation that you're taking. Look at the kind of report that coming up. Eh? Look at the kind of children that are in the Waso. This is terrible. So somebody that you're saying the person don't know nothing, but under their watch, under their leadership, children were getting Google and Mac. But you know everything. You said that you are going to face everything. Look at the kind of time look at the kind of report that coming under your watch.
Very terrible.
So it's very terrible. So this is the country that we were taking the people were telling us they were running all the propaganda in the all around Liberia.
Okay.
Oh, the papier able to do this, the papier able to do that. So this is a country that we take and give it to him.
Right.
So now he is denigrating our country.
You're right.
Bring our country to the
mud. Knows that. Okay.
What kind of thing? What kind of problem we get ourselves to? So this is a calamity.
It is a calamity. Thank you, boss man. Thank you. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, let me get to the next caller. Hello.
Hello, AB, how you doing?
Yeah, let's hear from you quickly, Musa.
That school fee we can't pay. That study class fee we can't pay. That study class fee we can't pay. We pay our children's school fee until the year, and we pay the graduation fee. We pay the WAS fee. That's the results, AB. That's the results. That's the result right there, AB.
Result of ingratitude.
Is it ingratitude?
Is it that we have been paying our children's school fee before? That we have been paying our children's study class fee before?
Look, AB, whatsoever good somebody do to you, we know that the money that President Weah was using was not his own money. But the fact that he could take it and use he could take the country money and use it on behalf of the Liberian people, we should be ungrateful. We should be grateful. Sorry. Maybe Liberia acted ungrateful to the extent that even the good things that we are did for people, they look at it as bad things. Like I said yesterday, if you only two things for me I want to talk to. These children watch feed that they face so massive, they want that 1%. 55,800 and 1%, 0.001%. Maybe. I mean, it's 0.001%. Right. The first in the history of Liberia, maybe, for that to happen under the educated people. Because we're establishing study classes. When they say what's coming, study classes are being established in all the areas, and so that the students could go there, take works, and pass. Because he put education priority #1. And that's what he was doing. And the second thing I want to talk about the party, for me and William brought the scene. Look, even for me, 500,000 are too plenty to pay for that party headquarters. 500,000. Maybe to the glory of God, if CDC leave that party headquarters today, we can spend $1 million and build a better and a renowned party headquarters than I think. I'm telling you something serious.
Okay.
Let CDC forget about all the lawsuit and move. They will generate the money and pay a new party headquarters and forget about everything. Before 2020, now we can have a brand new party headquarters that will be better of 100% and we hit that play. If I play that 10 to people ground, it will never come me. Thank you and God bless you.
Thanks. Let me get on to this one. We are certainly getting there. A few more calls and we'll be able to wrap it up. Hello, how are you doing? Hello?
Thank you and God bless you.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, let's hear from you quickly. No time.
Yeah, I know. Maybe you see, I don't give a little analogy about Liberian situation, right? So there's Liberian situation. In America, yeah, when you're living with your friend and you're sharing a room, or you live with your mom, people do respect you, right? They say you're not man enough. So it's like Liberian situation, right? Like you see, no wonder why the person our IQ is low. Like a girl who says she want a decent man. But the current boyfriend she's loving though, the boyfriend living with a man. But she chooses to leave the current boyfriend and go find a boyfriend who is a homeless man.
You're right.
No, it's serious.
You're right.
So who will respect you? You think your friend will respect you? Or do your friend put more on you say, oh, your boyfriend living with a man? I said, no problem, let's find boyfriend. Or you go find a homeless man. And please no. God no. Why got to be a homeless person in the women war? It's like what this? No, the ungrateful attitude is soaked into us people now. God is even putting it into our face. And the last question, because they are running a map that school campaign that they can pay. I remember the last person to ever pay Library to the school fee was just that my year. 1999, years I was married. Could I pay our school fee? Although the name my girlfriend of best. Although my girlfriend of best, but what do I say about money? Where are all that money? Right? So at the end of the day, we take ourselves and God bless us. That's where it's taking us. Okay, thank you guys so much.
Okay, thank you. Let me squeeze in our mom, and then we can see our parting comments. We're going almost 15 minutes past 10 already, and our guys are very set. And so let's see whether we can just go on with this. Let me just squeeze in our mom quickly. Hello, how are you doing?
Good morning, Abby. How are you?
Yeah, we're fine.
Good morning, Prince Sherry. Good morning, Madam Bros. Good morning to listener. Abby, I just want to add to what Prince Sherry said about the women at the GFA hospital. I can testify to that. Every year, my birthday, I do something for people. I had to do that. I send my team to GFK. I said they should go and release these baby mothers. So the one they did, they released about 10 women on my list. When they got there, they did 11 women who were so sad. They want to make a living. We have, among them, we had a twins that we released. But the lady one was a lady who had a baby. The baby died. They still hold that woman to pay the money.
Yeah, man.
Unfortunately, that woman died. Unfortunately, that woman left in the hospital. Her husband died as well. The people could not release that woman to go. They said the woman has to pay that money. When my team got to that hospital, they saw the woman to call me. The woman had packed her bag, saying that they're crying, begging the put the woman, said she's lying. So they called me and said, but there's a situation in Gloria, you still have to release 10 person. But there's a lady who had a baby, her baby died, but it's asking her to pay, and then she had her husband who is dead, and the husband finished her point decision to send her woman. I had to send extra money for that woman to take free that day. Maybe that woman will free up to even say thank you, she'll say thank you for running worry because she wants to meet her on time to pay her husband. Now how sad our country is. So they're keeping this way, seriously, keeping this way over there. At least look at some of the situation and send the people home and say, okay, some guys were having a baby died, that was her home because she didn't get a baby. But a baby died, the husband died, and still take that woman. And I was saying to President, we are thanking so much. Thank God that all my children graduated from high school and got a wire, they proud before they left President, we are left in our country. The people give a lot. They lie to our people, lie to our children. Today the man is suffering our country. 55,000 plus coming for white. 800% passing. I would say, during my time, during my white time, we're better than that. In fact, it's better. But tell us, Benin, all the same on our pass. Imagine that. We're talking about people in like we were saying down in the comment and saying the key class up. But it's there. I say what we want. Thank you, baby.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so whatever, bro, let me get your party comment in seconds, and of course, Prince Sherry, wrap it up, then we close.
Yeah, Teacher Lai, thank you very much.
Hey, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity for us to always speak to our people or with our people. We want to also thank the audience for them following and listening. It's a good thing. Teacher Lai, our country problem is complicated and it's timeful. Very hard to talk. In fact, the problem of the country, every day you have more than 10 strong topics to discuss and you can be confused which one to choose. Yeah.
In fact, you can be discussing any confusion and the problem be coming again.
The problem again be coming. Yes. So the country is just engulfed with the curse the man of God was talking about.
And Prince Sherry, you remember what God said? God told the children of Israel, when I gave you manna, don't keep some. Just eat it today. Because tomorrow again, some again. So any topic we get, we're not going to keep it. We'll eat it because another one will die.
Because in plenty is overwhelming. I've never seen a day in Liberia since the government came to power that there is now. Every day I can see 10 topics, 10 balance in it. I can just choose on 2, 3 to post about. It's so dangerous. So, Teacher, let's thank you for the opportunity. And I just want to tell our people, let's continue to fight hard and continue talking. And our country will be delivered one day. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, to close on this, my people, we're begging you. The information have to go across. We'll not give up on our people. While it is true that they decide to close their ears and their eyes, but for this information to go across, we need your support. The numbers are here, send wave. The numbers are here, orange. We want to ensure that this message get across to our people. And to do that, we are depending on you. Your $5, your $10, your $100 Liberian dollars, your $20, whatever amount, we need our money. We are begging you. This information will have to go across. We want to be beaming across the 16 counties. If there's anything like 16, because the other one part, not even, but anyway, we say, yeah, that is there. We're begging you, my people. We even want to go above Liberia or beyond Liberia. So in order for us to do this, we need to be at every radio station to ensure that our program is transmitted. So please help. The numbers are here, the send wave number, the orange number, they are all here. And at the end of the day, our people will be liberated by what we do here. We are not doing it for ourselves. We are doing it because we are patriots and we love our nation. Again, thank you, Teacher Light, for giving us the opportunity. We retire from here as we go back on the platform under the Palava Hall to continue from there. Thank you for the opportunity, and thanks to everybody for being here with us. Yeah, well, man, when you're dealing with President Boyka, you can't get tired. They prepare a complete demon. Yeah, so you got to be your party phone, and you know. Yeah, well,
I will join you to listen, my man, and then we'll talk with you. Yeah.
All right, sir. Okay, thank you.
That's all the time we got right here on this very time. And at Channel Bowling, you will get the name there is Abraham Wayne. That's the name you will see on the sandwich. So I want to say thanks to all of you for the time. I told you people, when God is on your side, you'll always block, you'll always laugh. And this is where we are. We want to say thanks to all of you for the time. Thanks for this entire week. Those of you who've been praying. And of course, keep it up. Thank you so much for every time you listen to us. Just tell Papa God, thank you. Our prayers are answered. Then you get back on your knees again. We are now going home. And then you keep praying. You know, because God is wonderful and God is going to guide us all in everything that we do. And no matter what the circumstances are, good or bad, we are certainly getting there. Keep the faith, keep the hope. Let's keep praying for our country. No matter what it is, God will take us through. He'll redeem us. He will take us there. There will be tough moments though. So God is going to save us all. And do have a pleasant weekend until we're back here. Have a pleasant time. Bye-bye.
Forever we shout, amen. You be our shepherd. You know they sleep at night. You the protector.